Is someone in Kittitas County infected with coronavirus? We've got the latest.
This local mom's invention is safer for infants and healthier for mothers.
Need an escape? This could be you, even if you're a broke college kid with no ride or equipment. Welcome to the February 4th edition of Central Newswatch, your home for Kittitas County news. I'm Jessica Perez.
And I'm Apollo White.
Results aren't in for the CWU student being tested for novel coronavirus.
The student has been in isolation at the Kittitas County Valley Healthcare Hospital since last week. Mariah Vias tells us why the test results are taking so long.
As more and more people are being tested for the novel coronavirus, it's taking longer for the Center for Disease Control and Prevention to get test results in.
Received it. So when we spoke to DOH, they were expecting a 48 to 72 turnaround time. I think there was miscommunication as far as folks understanding the 48 to 72 window was once CDC received it.
The CDC reports that as of February 3rd, there are 82 pending tests in the United States, 5 being in Washington. So far, there have been 167 negative tests and only 11 positives in the United States, 1 being in Washington. The CDC says to wash hands often with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. Be sure to clean and disinfect objects and surfaces often, and avoid being around people who are sick, and if you're sick, stay home. The student returned from China on January 6, according to health officials, and until results are in, the student will remain in voluntary isolation. From the studio, Mariah Vias, Central Newswatch.
All 3 tests at the University of Washington's Seattle campus came back negative. 2 other cases at Miami University also came back negative.
The Ellensburg School District uses about 272,000 styrofoam trays every year to serve school meal programs. Parents and students are concerned about the environmental and health impacts. Mary Park tells us more.
So you can see how over 190 days in the school year, how that would build up.
8th grader Julia Haslett walked around at the Keene Winter Fair with styrofoam trays hanging around her body. She and her mom had to raise awareness about the next school board meeting, which will address the use of these trays.
So it doesn't break down until about 500 years, and that's in the best case scenario.
The Hasletts are members of a citizens committee. The school district created it to investigate a permanent and cost-effective solution like washable trays. The biggest challenge? They need to find the funds.
If we can come up with other creative ways to cover the labor within the community, then the equipment costs aren't so substantial.
On the Kittitas County Facebook group, a committee member made a poll. Many people showed interest towards the issue and left suggestions. The next step, Dr. Susan Kaspari says, is to use the grant of $3,200 that the city of Ellensburg gave the committee and implement washable trays at one school.
In the short term is that they allow us to start using reusable washable trays in Lincoln this spring.
From Ellensburg, Mary Park, Central Newswatch.
The school board meeting will address this issue on Thursday at 6 o'clock at Ellensburg High School.
An Ellensburg mom took a household item and turned it into a multi-use stroller. Kathy Calderon spent the afternoon with Cassandra Gillis talking about what inspired her to create the trolley.
Cassandra Gillis is a full-time stay-at-home mom who started a new wave of strollers inspired by a fold-up camping chair.
Moms, we don't really get a chance to heal following childbirth, so the heavy lifting can really cause a major setback, and car seats with your baby in it are heavier than one would think. So I invented this product that could help moms and parents, grandparents, everywhere, anyone who needs help carrying one of these heavy things, and basically let moms' bodies heal faster.
This 9-pound collapsible stroller was inspired after her son was born 10 weeks early.
Compact that it fits in any vehicle, and it's just so simple. That's what we need as moms. It's something that's just easy. We've got all the storage space we need. You can push or pull it depending on what you prefer. You can adjust the car seat handle and now easily pull it wherever you want it to go.
Gillis wanted to find a way to make carrying a car seat that weighed the same as 3 paint cans easier and make it big enough to hold everything you need for a baby. From Ellensburg, Washington, Kathy Calderon, Central Newswatch.
Strawley is available online on Gillis's website and on Amazon. You know, that's a really nifty idea that could help a lot of moms out.
Yeah, I don't know that I'm ever going to have a kid, but if I did, I would definitely get one.
2 members of the football team have received huge awards.
Cat All-Americans.
They're dishing up for Restaurant Month in Ellensburg, and it sure looks tasty.
See what the cause is for this Japanese ceremonial sword dance.
Central Newswatch, television news and sports for Ellensburg and all of Kittitas County.
Empowering people out of poverty, helping kids like Grace and her whole community to shine. There's nothing quite like it. At World Vision, we've seen what happens when a child gets clean water or nutritious food, when she feels safe, gets to learn in a classroom, or discovers that she has infinite worth. Together, we're working to help every kid everywhere grow into who God created them to be. And thanks to partners like you, it's happening every minute of every day. Every 60 seconds, a family gets water. A hungry child is fed. A family gets the tools to overcome poverty. Reach out with us. Help people change their own lives for good. Learn more at worldvision.org.
It's time to put your toys away. It's bedtime.
Just a little longer.
5 more minutes. Boy, are you ready to go?
Almost finished, Mom.
5 more minutes. You're gonna be late for graduation. James.
Okay, I'm going.
To all the parents who gave their children the time to discover their passions, thank you.
Most people lose their vision from diseases like macular degeneration and glaucoma, not at birth.
3 million Americans have glaucoma, and half don't even know it.
11 million people in the United States have macular degeneration.
So many eye disorders can be treated if caught early.
Make a plan today to get your eyes checked.
Visit brightfocus.org to learn more.
Did you know in Japan, kids officially become adults when they turn 20? Seigi no Hi is a Japanese holiday where anyone turning 20 in the following year is celebrated and recognized as an adult.
Students in the Asia America University program celebrated Sagi no Hi here at Central, and CWU students got the chance to be involved and learn about Japanese culture. The wall of friendship might just look like a wall with paper on it, but if you look closer, the wall is full of memories, thank you notes, and goodbyes.
Kind of thanks, or it is a memory to Milo, yeah, my friend, yeah.
First, of course, I thank you for these people, and also I want to meet sometimes because I want to go back America someday, so yeah.
Students in the Asia University America program, or AUAP, are leaving CWU after spending 5 months here studying English. AUAP night was their chance to say goodbye to Central students.
Because they're only here for 5 months, it's hard for them to make hard and fast connections because they don't have a lot of time, so this is kind of their way to have a big goodbye.
The event also served as a coming-of-age ceremony.
Tonight we are celebrating Seiji no Hi, which is a Japanese official holiday which celebrates coming of age. So anybody who's turning 20 in the coming year is recognized as an adult.
After the coming-of-age ceremony, students had the opportunity to share parts of their culture with the audience and their talents. AUAP night also gave Central students a chance to get involved with the AUAP program.
So my group, or like part of my group, is doing a dance, and it's a very funny dance that I'd never done before, And so I'm really excited about that.
And a funny dance it was. The face on these masks belongs to an AUAP professor. You know, AUAP night is one way for CWU students to get involved with AUAP, but there are plenty of other ways. The second round of AUAP students arrives at the end of the month, and students can sign up to be classroom volunteers.
That's right. For more information on how you can get involved with AUAP students, head to our Facebook page.
Local restaurants are making it easier to get more food for a better deal. Restaurant Month is here, and Tamara Savao has all the details.
Cornerstone Pie, a participating restaurant, will serve salmon as the main dish for their special. Before the salmon goes into the oven, it gets placed on a cedar wood plank. The salmon then gets coated with garlic oil before seasoning is sprinkled on. But this fish is cooked in no ordinary oven. Cornerstone is home to a large wood-fired oven. The salmon is cooked and served alongside asparagus and fingerling potatoes. For the first time ever, Restaurant Week has now been extended to a month long.
It's just a wonderful way to get the community to see what great things are happening around Ellensburg.
If you're craving a gyro, soup, sandwiches, wine, or beer, Restaurant Month has you covered. Every Wednesday, participating businesses will offer special 3-course meals for $15, $25, or if you're really up for it, $35. While you are grabbing a bite to eat or a beer to drink, you may find live music offered at Cornerstone.
I think it's really, really great for communities to have it, not only to encourage artists from in town to play, but to also bring artists from out of town to inspire people in town. It's really, really great for local businesses to be the ones kind of running it.
From downtown Ellensburg, Tamara Savao, Central Newswatch.
Restaurant Month runs through February 26th. Check out our Facebook page for a full list of participating restaurants and deals.
Don't have a date for Valentine's Day? Head to Brooks Library and fall in love with a new book. The Blind Date with the Book event takes place from February 1st to February 29th. Across from the service desk, you'll find a bookshelf containing books wrapped in brown paper bags. Each book has a description on the cover, but hides the cover. It's a way to gently encourage people to read without judging a book by its cover. This event encourages students to check out a book that they otherwise might have ignored. You know, Jess, I actually got one of those books from the library.
Wow, what does it say?
On it, it says 20th Century Life Fictional Autobiography, Understanding One's Purpose. Let's find out what it is.
What book it is.
Yeah, let's find out. We have The Stone Diaries.
Wow.
So there you go. I'm going to have to read it later. It's been a couple years since the Wildcat beat the Vikings.
Swishes like this helped lead the Wildcat boys to victory against Western in the rivalry game.
Then, see how to get those mountain views even if you don't have a ride or equipment.
But first, 2 Wildcats have made the All-American list.
I'm a veteran. We hit a mine in Vietnam. When I came home, I didn't know where to turn.
As America's veterans face challenges, DAV is there.
My victory's been never giving up hope. My wife is always there to remind me we have a life to live.
DAV provides a lifetime of support, helping veterans of every generation get the benefits they've earned.
I am a veteran, but after I got out, I spent 2 years alone and homeless.
Every year, DAV helps more than 1 million veterans so they can reach victories great and small.
My victory was finding the support to get back on my feet. Now I'm getting things right with my family.
I finally admitted, with my PTSD, I wasn't doing well.
But there's more to be done and more victories to be won.
Now I wish I'd found DAV sooner. I am a veteran. My victory is just enjoying each day.
Help support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Today, millions of people all across America are building a life in recovery.
from mental and substance use disorders, helping themselves and helping each other, with friends, family, and community, lending their strength and support. Join the Voices for Recovery. Together we are stronger. For 24-hour free and confidential information and treatment referral for mental and substance use disorders, for you or someone you know, call 1-800-662-HELP.
2 CWU football players earned All-American status last week.
These 2 players were on the offensive side of the ball. Who are they, Austin?
Running back Michael Roots and O-lineman Nicholas Struble. These guys dominated this year. Scott Wilson has the story about their season.
Dedication to their craft is what these 2 have in common. Now, they have another thing in common, a spot on the 2019 Don Hanson All-American team. These 2 found that rushing touchdowns like this one was a common occurrence all season. It was almost too easy for Roots. Besides being put on the first team All-GNAC back-to-back years, he's also been crowned the top running back in the GNAC. Roots led the conference in rush yards, rushing touchdowns, yards per carry, and rush yards per game. With all this success, Michael knows it's not just him.
The whole team, the whole line, everybody on the field, receivers, they all contribute to my All-American. No, it's not just me. There's a couple plays where I go untouched, and it's because of them.
Roots knows the preparation is just as important if he wants to keep breaking records.
Off-season grind is always tough, I always make things hard early, that way it's easier. I'm working towards the #1 all-time rusher for next season. That's one of my goals for my senior year that I want to accomplish.
And the man that protected him, center Nick Struble. He ends his football career named Co-GNAC Offensive Lineman of the Year, along with being a first-team GNAC selection for the last 3 years.
It's kind of surreal. It's always kind of been a goal of mine to kind of achieve that, and throughout the years, getting some honors here and there, and I've just always hoped to actually see All-American come across the board. So ending my career with that was a big honor, and I'm very thankful.
From the PAV, Scott Wilson, Central Newswatch.
Graduated, but Roots will be back next year to leave his legacy for his senior season. For the first time in conference this year, the Central men's basketball team achieved a perfect week. The Cats won a hard-fought battle with Simon Fraser, their foes from the Great White North, on Thursday. Then finally, after 2 long years, CWU beat their arch-rivals from Bellingham. Will Ortner kept up with the team after their impressive week.
Central got off to a very hot start in the first half against the Clan, shooting 57% from the field and an impressive 100% from the free throw line gave the Cats an 8-point lead at halftime. The CWU defense dominated the second half, holding Simon Fraser to under 50% from the field. Central beat Simon Fraser 84-77.
Simon Fraser is a good team, and I think that some of the things that we were able to do that night, some of the things we were able to have success with, gave our guys confidence that they could go in 2 nights later against an even better team, Western Washington, and execute some of those same things, which turned out enabled us to have success.
The Cats' defense picked up right where they left off, holding Western to only making 10 field goals and 0 threes in the first half. Xavier Smith led the CWU offense, scoring 25 points with an efficient 72% shooting on the night. The second half followed the same first half formula, with CWU cruising to an 82-60 victory over the hated Vikings.
For the first time in 2 years, 730 days to be exact, the Central Washington Wildcats finally reigned supreme over the Western Washington Vikings. As a matter of fact, the last time that Coach Rinta beat the Vikings, he was a player here at Central. From the Central Washington newsroom, Will Ortner, Central Newswatch.
The Wildcats will be back in action tonight against the Northwest Nazarene Nighthawks. The game will be in Nicholson Pavilion. Tip-off is at 7. The summit at Snoqualmie may be an hour away, but it can be hours of fun. Jump on the lift during nighttime skiing and you'll see this: snow and not a lot of people. No lines means more time on the mountain for more fun for shredders. Outdoor Pursuits and Rentals will take you to Snoqualmie on select days this winter season, and they even offer discounted lift tickets. No gear? No problem. You can rent from OPR for a discounted student rate or rent at the summit. And did we mention there's lots of room to play during these hours? For hours, lift tickets, and any other information, you can visit our Facebook page. Finally, Central Softball took the trip to Las Vegas for the Desert Stinger Tournament. The Wildcats won 3 out of their 5 games. Each of the 3 wins were by exactly 1 run. Alyssa Benthagen started off her season with a double and a home run in the tournament. Katie Cunningham had 5 runs batted in over the weekend. The team travels to Utah this weekend for another 5 games in the Dixie State Softball Courtyard Classic.
Thanks, Austin. Students recently had the chance to learn the movements and rhythms of West Africa.
It's loud, it's fast, it's to the beat. It's got these CRU students up on their feet.
Prospect?
Sometimes there's no do-over. Some things you can't rewind. That's when an extra safety step could mean the difference between a close call and a call to 911. Simple steps save lives. Learn more at poolsafely.gov.
It's time to put your toys away. It's bedtime.
Just a little longer.
5 more minutes. Boy, are you ready to go?
Almost finished, Mom.
5 more minutes. You're gonna be late for graduation. James.
Okay, I'm going.
To all the parents who gave their children the time to discover their passions, thank you.
It's time to put your toys away. It's bedtime.
Just a little longer.
5 more minutes. Boy, are you ready to go?
Almost finished, Mom.
5 more minutes. You're gonna be late for graduation. James.
Okay, I'm going.
To all the parents who gave their children the time to discover their passions, thank you.
Drum beats, stomps, and laughter came from the dance studio at Nicholson Pavilion. Mary Park spent 2 days with master teacher Daryl Thomas to tell us about the West African dance culture.
The CWU Dance Department have not hosted a West African workshop in more than a decade. This changed when dance professor Therese Young invited Daryl Thomas to teach a class over 2 days.
It's open, anyone can participate, and kids even.
The workshop started with a warm-up and basic footstep patterns. Thomas taught more advanced moves as the students followed along. For some who are used to modern dances, it was a new experience.
It's like you're flirting with gravity the whole time. So it's very different. It's almost the inverse of what I have experience and dance with.
The workshop was also an opportunity to experience another culture.
Drum beat it's very different that I have not heard before.
The djembe is a West African drum shaped like a hollow vase. The word means let's come together. According to Thomas, when you play the djembe in West African countries like Senegal, people hear it and instantly come dancing on the street.
It's the idea that this drum reflects who you are in terms of your heartbeat. So if you take your hand and place it on your throat, you probably will find a pulse, hopefully so. And so that's your own heartbeat or your own drum beat pumping blood through your body.
At the end of the workshop, the participants demonstrated what they learned in front of other community members. From Nicholson Pavilion, Mary Park, Central News Watch.
To learn more about Thomas and his work, you can go to rainbowtheater.org.
That wraps up this week's edition of Central News Watch. Join us next week with updates on about the coronavirus.
Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. We'll post news and sports updates throughout the week. From all of us here at CNW, good night.